Hello, welcome to ToyMatt, a channel we normally take vintage toys and compare them to their modern reproduction or counterparts. However, this episode we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Last Jedi BB-8 Playset. Really? Okay. So this thing originally retailed for $200. As you can see here, picked it up for $45 at a local retailer. So this is the big box that probably most of you have seen on the shelves. So let's take a look what comes in here. Some instructions, obviously. Put this down here for now. Wow, another Force Link. Get rid of that. We got two action figures, Snoke and Torian Guard. At that time, I believe the Snoke was exclusive to this. It's now out on the Han Solo card. And I don't believe this specific Torian Guard has been released in any other packaging yet. So let's take a look at BB-8. So here he is in all of his majesty. He's got a button on the top that makes BB-8 noises. He is very chatty. This little flip antenna. And he's kind of I'd say about 55% of a BB-8 before he opens up. Pretty neat little display piece. Again, $45. Not too bad. So now, let's look at the playset feature. So, let's watch him transform. First thing you gotta do, which is a drawback I think, or something I really don't like, is that these floor panels, they attach onto the back. They don't fold up into the playset itself. So you gotta assemble these every time. Put those over here for now. This back part comes down and has these little kickstands to balance the playset. I think it does a pretty good job of that. And then there's a little switch on the back right here, and that releases BB-8's head. Let that go. So now we've got the pop-up BB-8 head, and there's some hinges on the back, and BB-8 opens up. So, and then you open up the sides. So down here, there are a couple little standees. They have decals that go on them. I have not put on the decals. This one's some Stormtroopers. This one over here is some garbage with Diagnoga, because you throw things in a trash compactor. So here comes these flooring sections, and it's pretty obvious what side they go on, and they just kind of slide into these. The pegs here slide into the slots on the side of the playset. It's kind of semi-awkward doing this from behind, but normally, and that just kind of tabs in there. And here's this walkway. Place it over here some more. And this just slides in to the slots. Pretty heavy duty, but I definitely could see over time the chance of some breakage. Next to last thing is Snoke's throne. Kind of pops up there, and there is another part that slides up here, just for another level of throne height. And then there is this blaster cannon, which will go here. So you take your Snoke and set him down like this. There's a little tab here that I'm assuming is intended so he doesn't just kind of slide out of his throne. And then you have the Praetorian Guard, and he'll just stand right up here next to his boss. There are a bunch of foot pegs all over this play set. So if you wanted to make a, just put something up like this and, put all your figures on and have a nice display, this would be pretty good for it. So starting from the top down, let's take a look at each of the levels. So up top here, you've got Snoke's throne where he can sit. There's not much going on here, just a bunch of the throne, a bunch of standing pegs. Next level is kind of like there's like, I guess, viewports outside into space. And again, a lot more standing pegs. Not big on the action features here. So now going down to this level, I guess the third from the top, I guess this is where most of the action is. So you've got a trap door, you've got a falling walkway, you've got the, I guess, turntable mounted blaster cannon, and then you've got the walkway over here. On the lowest level, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, you've got the two standees, where figures can drop down to, and then this last part, which I forgot about, I don't know if you can see down there, but it's the torture rack. And that brings me to something else. What is this exactly supposed to be? Is it supposed to be Starkiller Base? Because we got the trash compactor that they threw Phasma in. They've got the torture rack they had Rey strapped up to. Or is it supposed to be the Supremacy? Where Snoke's throne room was, and there was this space battle. And I think it's kind of a, I don't know. One thing, I think it's kind of neat that it's not, hey, this is the Supremacy, or hey, this is Starkiller Base. It's just a big playset for Star Wars. So, some other functions. So there's three big red buttons over here that activate certain features. So you get this first one, and that drops the walkway over here into the garbage pit. This one, which opens a trap door here and slides down to the torture room. And then, finally, the third button, you have this part over here exploding. It's kind of fun if you had a couple figures up there and, wow, that's still exploding. And have them fall over here. The blaster cannon that I keep knocking down kind of pegs in here. It fires. Also, as you rotate it on the turntable, there's a spot where it clicks to get the blaster noise. And finally, the blaster cannon itself fires. So overall, I think this is a pretty neat playset, especially for $45. Now, if you have the ToyMatt that said, hey, I just spent $200 on this, well, this is kind of underwhelming. It appears to be built very well. There's a lot going on with it. I just don't think I'm ready for the $200 price point for a playset like this. So what are your thoughts? Tell me how you think this playset compares against some of the other playsets from the 80s or any other time. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Please join us next time when we take two toys and have them take it to the ToyMatt.